Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Before we get started in today's video, don't forget to join our free Facebook community, get real answers to real credit questions, learn from some of the experts in our industry, as well as from other people that are in similar situations that are taking advantage of the free content and improving their credit and making their credit situation better. Hope to see you guys on the inside.
So the sixth and final category when it comes to classifying your credit report for calculating that Vantage score is going to be your total available credit. Now, this is going to be the least weighted category, coming in at 3%, so it's really not that influential, but once again, it's still important to consider because it is weighed more heavily on your FICO scores. So when it comes to your total available credit, what it's actually looking for is how much of your credit do you use in comparison to your credit utilization rate. Now, if you don't have a high credit limit, this will impact you a little bit. Now, like I said, this isn't weighed as much, but it is important to note that the higher your credit limit is, the better this category will do. So, when looking at things like a secured credit card, if you're trying to get started with credit, it may be better to put a little bit more money down than you would normally to help bolster this category earlier on to help boost your credit score. Things like maybe putting down $1,000 secured credit limit will really help. So moving on to the benefits of using a Vantage score, when it comes to using it, it will actually be a lot quicker for landlords to run a check on your Vantage score. So some actually prefer it over a FICO score. And because it's so much quicker, it can be more beneficial for those of you who are trying to build credit earlier on with maybe a thin credit file or no credit history at all. And the reason is FICO will take your credit history up to 6 months before it calculates your first score, whereas your Vantage score will do just a single month. So if you have no credit at all whatsoever and just opened up a credit card, you're that much closer to beginning your credit journey if you use a Vantage credit score. So that is a very important part to consider if you're one of those individuals and you're starting to look at credit cards right now. So another really good benefit of the Vantage scoring model is going to be credit inquiries. So if you don't know what a credit inquiry is, it's split up into 2 separate categories. You have soft inquiries and hard inquiries. A soft inquiry isn't going to affect your credit score, and what that is when you personally check your credit score. And this is for seemingly no reason other than just to see and update your credit score personally. And this can happen on things like creditkarma.com or any other type of credit sites like MyFICO, things like that. A hard inquiry, however, is going to be when you're applying for a brand new line of credit, like a loan, mortgage, or credit card. That company is actually going to run a credit check on your credit score or credit report. And because of that, it's marked as a hard inquiry, which one-off can't affect your score that drastically. But if you apply for too many lines of credit in too short of an amount of time, that is multiple hard inquiries that can build up and lower your score. So what does this kind of credit inquiry system that Vantage does benefit you with? So what it does is within a 14-day period, say you're applying for a mortgage and you want to shotgun around a bunch of different prices for these said mortgages, you have 2 weeks to do hard inquiry checks through mortgages to actually have all of those hard inquiries be brought down to just one. Now, what this means is that you have the ability to shop around. You are not limited to multiple hard inquiry checks because all of those applications fall under a mortgage classification. And because of that, they only fall into one mortgage hard inquiry check. Now, it is important to note, though, that this does not work for credit cards. So you cannot apply for multiple credit cards within a 14-day period and have those count as one hard inquiry. They will count as multiple separate ones. But mortgages, student loans, and apartment hunting as well all fall into this category where they are covered by this 2-week period with Vantage score. So it's a very beneficial thing to know about when using a Vantage score and applying for these new lines of credit. So another benefit of Vantage score lies with Vantage score 4.0, where you can actually see pattern histories of your credit, which is great to track how your credit progresses through a 2-year history. Now, this can even show your credit utilization rate, so you can manage and show how your credit utilization is going, as well as your payment histories, and actually have a more detailed breakdown of how you're doing credit-wise than if you just glanced at your credit report. Basically saves you a bunch of time than rather going and digging through your entire credit report on your own or even with a professional. So going into the final benefit of the Vantage scoring model over the FICO scoring model is Vantage 3.0 and 4.0 ignore paid collection accounts entirely. This is huge, as with the FICO scoring model, paid collection accounts can drastically lower your score. So moving on, it also gives less importance to medical collection accounts as well. So if you have a lot of medical bills on your credit report listed, Vantage gives less importance when weighing those into factor your Vantage score. So you will actually see a significantly higher score with Vantage than you would with FICO. And there's no exemption for low balance collections as well, which is also important to consider. So that is it for today. My name is Michael, and this has been the Credit Agent Show. Let us know down below if you have any questions regarding credit that we could answer for a future video. And if you like or enjoyed this video, be sure to hit subscribe and that bell notification, as well as giving us a like. And thank you as always for tuning in. We will see you in the next one.